Very good morning to all our guests here this morning. We have some of our awardees that has received an award for our youth entrepreneurship sometime last year and also have completed our mentorship program. And so we are just here today to have a bit of kind of like check in how the journey has been. But before we start, let me just give over to Angie and to William to just set the tone for why we are here today.
Okay, good morning everybody. Okay, we came a long way. So as we started the award ceremony and afterwards what happened after that, the in-betweens, I think it was very important and needed for us to have this conversation just to hear where everyone is. And there was high times, there was low times. And yeah, it will be very nice hearing and have a nice conversation about it. So, thank you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Thank you, William. Welcome, first of all, and yeah, I need you guys to be as relaxed as possible. I think this is a privilege for us to get to this point. It's been more than a year now, 6 months has passed, and we are here. We are at the end. We are at the graduation, so now we are really just rounding this off with just a conversation to see what worked, what didn't work, and where can we improve possibly. So once we do the second round, we start better, we grow better. So I'm excited to hear some of your feedback, some of your comments, what worked well, what didn't work well, some of the laughter moments, some of the dent moments, others felt like, some of the not so nice moments. So I'm excited, to just, dive deep into those conversations and it is a little conversation.
And kind of like time the bow to the end of the journey.
Yeah.
But before we continue, for our viewers that will be watching, I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and then also a shout out to your business before we take on. So I'm going to start from my left side. My left.
Oh.
Thank you.
Looking at the good morning, guys. Thank you so much for welcoming us so beautifully. Hi, everybody. My name is Shane and I am the founder of Shane's Media House. So my business is more related to photography and marketing in overall, and that is basically what we do, guys. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, so hi, okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Josh Daniels. I'm the founder and owner of Daniels Digital. The same as Shane, I specialize more in photography, content creation, and yeah, that's about it.
Hi, good morning, guys. I'm Elizabeth Mokel. I have a hair salon named Hair by Maris. So everything that has to do with beauty and making yourself prettier, I'm doing that. So give me a shout out, guys, if you want to do something about your image.
And last but not least, we have.
Hello, my name is Shanice Jenica. I am the founder and owner of tes2 Massages. I specialize in sports, Swedish and deep tissue massages, and anyone that just needs relaxation or an athlete that needs in rehabilitation.
On that note, to set the stage, I had a session with Shanice yesterday. A full body massage, and this is free advertisement. You don't need to pay me. But I had a relaxed mood, and you guys know I always complain about my knees, and I had to go up the stairs to Angie, and I actually climbed the stairs without complaint. So thank you, Shanice. It meant a lot to me because I know I've been struggling with pain. So whoever's watching, it's a free advertisement, but please support our local businesses. To get the conversation going, we have not all our 10 awardees that partook in our Entrepreneurs Award ceremony, but we also had a few other business owners that we have incorporated in our mentorship, and Elizabeth from Mayra's Hair Salon is one of those people. So we don't have the full group here today, but we have a few of them, and we're just going to carry out the conversation and just check in with you as well with your businesses and how has it impacted you? You know, I know some of you had appeared in the local newspapers. That some of the winnings that you received. So we want to hear because we hadn't had time actually to sit in and check in with you guys. And so I think this is kind of late, but still on time.
Yeah.
So I think, Angie, maybe you want to kick off with maybe one of the questions and just ask.
Yeah, I think maybe to latch on to what you're saying, I would be very interested to hear what the overall experience was post this program. What was any of the impacts that this had on your business, both not just your business alone, but on you personally as well? Any one of you can really answer.
I'm going to give over to Daniel because Daniel looks too serious and this is not a serious situation.
Yes.
So let's just...
I was actually thinking, I went maybe my mind is like reflecting on like what's happening or like before. So I was actually thinking, for me it was, let's just repeat the question again.
But have you seen any change? What was the impact of this program in particular? The whole, not just talking about the 3-month program, talking about the actual program. Did you see any change in your business, any change within yourself? What was your experience like? What was the impact like for you?
For me, it wasn't more like the impact wasn't for me more business based. It was more personal based. So it was like more of a mental reflection of the business owner itself. So compared to this program, compared to the others, it was like everything was more textbook business structured, but this one was more of the psyche of the business owner.
Yes.
So that's like the one like major thing of this program that was like different compared to the others. And yeah, so it was more of a self-reflection of like an external view of myself and like the challenges that I'm facing, or yeah. So that was like the key
Very
thing.
interesting that he mentioned that it's more on the psyche. Because sometimes we lose focus of the jockey, as you always call him. And we a lot of business or entrepreneur programs that we have, that maybe some of you have already attended, focus on the textbooks, like you said. Yeah, but nobody takes time to look at the jockey.
Yeah.
Are you in the right frame of mind to even run this business? Do you have a positive relationship with money? You may have been sitting for 3 hours in a class knowing how to budget, but what's your relationship with money?
Yes.
Do you like to spend money? You understand? Sometimes we lose focus and we miss that. And I think that's what we wanted. That's the aim actually of our program. And Shane, I see that you are getting ready to prepare yourself for something. Now I'm going to ask you, Shane, because you are the one that's kind of out there. Like the Atlantis local star.
I think before Shane can say actually something is that when we sit with this whole idea that we need to come up with this leadership program, I think the main thing was that we need to tackle the mind, the person itself, and we never say we do it for the business to grow, but we say that we will work on them individually so that we can take it. So we need to bring the program together so that we can work on the person and not the business, because sometimes the person are not developed in certain areas and the business are not growing because you are not okay. So you need to be okay mentally, intellectually, spiritually, emotionally. So that was why we bring this whole thing together, and I'm actually excited because for me it's something good, because we actually gain something positive out of it. So
I like what you said, because now it has set the tone for how you're going to respond to my next question. Now, hearing what William just said, and you having your business, without this journey that you have walked with Atlantis Clearing Hub together with a set firm, how has this journey actually impacted you on a personal level and also your business?
Oh, thank you so much for the question, Renee. I think a lot has happened since the award, Youth Entrepreneurship Award ceremony since last year. And I kind of thought the whole time I have my whole life kind of figured out, being young, thinking in advance and having to think that, I think I am doing well. And I got the award for Youth Leader in Business, and I never realized that there is other people that's actually seeing me different. But back then, I had a lot of, self-reflection to myself, having to think that is this the type of person that I actually am? Because sometimes you present yourself to the world and you present them like this is the type of person I am, and a lot has been taken away from me, having to constantly be the perfect person, having to constantly be the, everybody knows me as Shane is on that level. And I think with the program it came to that realization that Shane, you're actually not okay. And Shane, it is okay to not be okay, because most of the times I actually focus mostly, on my business, having to drive this, having to make this successful, and never realized that I was draining so much of my energy, guys. And with the program, up until the award ceremony, till the program, I realized that I needed to focus more on myself, and I took away from what Josh said in one of the classes that we are being so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think that overall the classes kind of made me more realize that emotional intelligence is not there, and I need to work on it. So I took a lot from this program, and I think that is where I stand now. I feel that I need more to make more improvement on me. Just take a step back, not from business entirely, but to find myself more, because I think I've been disconnected with myself for a long time, and there's a lot of things that I still need from life for myself, so don't chase anything, guys. If you're starting something, make sure that you as a person are okay before tackling anything on. So that is my story, guys, and that is what I've experienced.
Wow.
Can I latch on to what you are saying, Shane? You triggered something really profound for me. You were saying that you always presented a version of you, and you got this award for a young leader, and with that obviously comes a big sense of responsibility. Do you think sometimes when we get these awards, did it feel like it added an extra bit of pressure onto you? Would you say that it comes with pressure?
It does, because now I need to constantly make sure that I'm upholding that title. Sometimes the title is just not for sewing, but action comes with a title, and I think that responsibility was a lot on me, because I still need to figure myself and how am I able to lead people if I haven't found myself.
And you know why I find that is so profound, guys? Because I think I've picked this up in during the sessions. Sometimes we have people that has a persona of a particular person. So some people are viewed in certain spaces at a certain level. And I think what I've also observed during the 3 months, in particular with those kind of individuals, the pressure became a lot, because now automatically I had this thing of they know me as Angelique at this level. I need to automatically perform at this level, because I can't show William that I don't know ethics, I don't know balancing, because William knows me as the advisor, for example. He knows me that I'm the one that always have my things sorted and everything. They know I'm out there. They know I've got a name for myself. And then I saw how that added to the pressure that you could refer to people are hard on themselves. I think that is where it came from, because now there's a persona that was created about me.
Expectancy.
Yes.
No?
And that, I think, is one thing that we need to maybe consider. And I think it's beautiful that you mentioned it, because you need to become very, very vulnerable to even acknowledge that. And as you say, it's okay not to know everything, regardless of how people know you. People know you as the guru in certain spaces, but it doesn't mean that we are all knowing. And that we got everything covered, because I could see how people crumbled when they were now finally in a different space. Because now you are being put in a different setting. Now knowing that every one of you guys are looking at me, already having a perception of me, and how you think I would always. I don't know if you guys get where I'm going.
Yes, definitely.
And I think that was quite evident, because that put certain individuals under so much pressure, because you could see that I needed to perform well, because you all know that I always perform well on
Yes.
certain spaces.
Yes.
But when you take you out of that comfort zone, I could see. And it's important for us to acknowledge that we shouldn't be putting this pressure on ourselves.
True.
But it's because of the thing where I know people know me as this kind of person, and I always guide everyone else. So how can I not know?
True.
How can I not be the best out of
True.
all of you if you guys know that I have all the boxes ticked? That is that pressure that we need to not just acknowledge for now, but acknowledge and continue working on. Like you said, it's okay not to know everything. It's okay not for you to be the best speaker in front of a panel.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just showed us once again that we're not perfect, but it's to create that environment where we can grow and learn and tap into people that, as that center, they are very centered.
Yeah, I think the main thing that I think we all need to take away is that just like they prepare you for swimming, you go for classes.
Yes.
But when you start a business, there's no preparation.
Yes.
You know? And one of the key things I think that we need to really look at is that emotional intelligence factor, because this brings you to now. I can see you have grown because you have now realized I have not discovered my voice.
Yes.
I have allowed people's voices to dictate how I should show up. And it's important, I told you, that it's going to drain you because you can never be on a high. And you can also never be on a low. And that middle, that's where the maturity comes in. And I think, thank God for this program, because we have brought you that realization. And I believe definitely, if it hadn't been for this program, thank God for you, Angeline, maybe you have not come to that realization. And I want to give you an applause, because it's not easy to admit this, because we still want to protect our image, But I commend you for that, and even to speak it out. So, be proud of yourself.
And touching on to that, Renee, because we didn't get that on the reel earlier. Did you guys see how they blossom and how they bloom, how they are popping? Even just the round of introductions, the confidence that is just oozing out of them, the wisdom. You see, when Mr. Daniels just comes through with that voice of wisdom, and I come to surprise there, man. I come to surprise there, the maturity.
Dr. Daniels.
But I want to hear from you, Shanice. I want to really hear from you. How has this journey impacted you as an individual? Let's forget about the business for now.
Okay. You all know that I'm a very shy person. When I started here, my confidence was very, very low. And I know why my confidence has always been low, because I've always had voices telling me that the thing that I'm passionate about, I'm not going to get anywhere with it. I was told that many of times, and I was told it to my face, behind my back, and that brought my confidence down a lot. So when I started this business, I had two goals. Literally, it was just to make my brother proud and to make myself realize that what I want to do is for me and not for others. And that to prove to myself more than to others that I can do what I want to do. So before I won the award of the best eco-friendly and sustainability award, I was just over a year open, and there was many of times that I wanted to actually close down, and I haven't told a lot of people that, but I wanted to close down because of everyone telling me, you're not gonna make it, you're not gonna go far in this, it's a hobby. I was told that, and I wanted to close down. And then I won the award, and then it's like my perspective changed in a lot of things, because I felt out of, I don't even know how many people applied for this awards, but I was chosen out of all of them to win this certain award. And it shifted a perspective in me to show that I can do what I want to do, and I can go far in what I wanted to do. And it helped me in my confidence ever so slightly, because then after that I saw there was a business that wanted to do events away from home. And I was like, why don't I just give it a shot? I gave it a shot with the awards. Maybe if I give it a shot to apply for this event, I'm gonna do it. I gave it a shot, and the owners, the bosses, they liked me and they brought me aboard. And I went to go work in Eastern Cape for a week. Massage cyclist.
Come on now. Come on. Cross country.
Congratulations.
Come
Come
on.
on, nationally. Means locally. Nationally.
Professional.
And then that was to the point of where one of the bosses, they liked what I did, and they asked me, don't I want to freelance for them as well. I started freelancing for her ever since October of last year. And not only am I freelancing for her, but I'm also learning under her. So I'm basically learning every time when I'm with her. She teaches me new techniques and different things. And even at a secret, but I'm doing studies now, furthering my studies on courses, on also now to advance myself. So I'm busy with courses right now, and that's also even helping me, and to the point where one of the bosses is actually letting me lead an event tomorrow, and I'm doing an event alone. So not only that, also the fact that I was in the newspaper, and I had people like coming up to me, I saw you in the newspaper. I looked around like, what? And I was like,
Okay.
So then a lot of people, they came up to me and say, I saw you in the newspaper, I like your business, and they've seen me on social media, and in this, the mentorship also helped me post videos online. And then people got back, my clientele grew a lot.
Come on.
So basically my experience personally with this, I've realized, I pushed all those negative people out of my mind, and I told myself, I can do this.
Yes.
I've achieved one of my goals so far, which is, I'm hoping I made my brother proud. The second part is that I proved, actually I choose both, two of the three goals that when I started. I proved, I made my brother proud, I made myself proud by proving to myself that I can do this. The third goal I didn't achieve yet, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there.
Yes.
And yeah, so what I can take away from this experience is it made me grow personally, because I've realized that my business can go far.
Yes.
And that I can go far.
Definitely. You didn't add about the sports. You were invited to be a therapist on the, yes, I think it was a cycle tour.
Yeah,
that
so
you-
after that also, I was also invited to do the... Not only did I do the gravel burn last year of the cycling tours, the same company invited me back again. They messaged me personally to ask me if I don't want to do the Cape Epic cycling tour with them. So that was also a week away from home, and I did that as well. And they actually invited me back for gravel burn this year.
Come
on. So I am doing that as well. And with this company now, like, yes, me freelancing for her is helping me build my business at home more as well. Because whatever I get there, I throw back into this business, because what I'm learning there, I'm doing onto my clients this side. The what I learned there, I did with Renee yesterday. So it's helping me this side as well grow my business here. So like I'm doing so much events with them as well now. For the next couple of weeks, we be busy with events every weekend. It's just tomorrow that I'll be leading the event alone tomorrow. But for after that, I'm doing more events with them as well.
So nice. Thank you for not calling me Auntie Renee on set.
I was about to
Yes. I would definitely get Before I'm going to hand over to Angie to ask a couple of questions, I just want to, for our viewers, the newspaper story is, and I want to do a shout out to Mr. Lategan, because it was one of the gifts that our awardees received, that they had free advertisement, I think for a month, I don't know, to the value of 13,000 Rand per entrepreneur. So shout out to Impact News, Mr. Latifan.
Yes.
Thank you very much for always plowing back to the community. So Angie, I'm going to hand over to you and maybe ask the next set of questions.
Yeah,
I think I want to probe a little bit deeper.
Yeah, I think instead of us, just having, because it's a conversation, instead of just asking questions, what I'm picking up is 3 things that I picked up in what Shanice is saying. The very important thing is the first thing that you mentioned about the value. I think as an entrepreneur, you go through that journey where you sometimes don't feel that you are valued. You feel like your goals and your dreams are not valued. As my net my droom, as my net, because you hear those voices like you've been referring to, that reminds you that you are not good enough. But it's important, like you said, to silence those voices, to say that I can do this. And I think this brings us to the importance for why these programs exist and why there's a need for programs like this, is to remind a young lady of the other voice that says that you can do this, you are valuable, and your concept does matter. There is a gap in the market for what you offer, and not just you, Shanice, each and every one of what you guys are doing, because I believe it's relevant to all of us. It's the importance, and this is why it's reminding me again that we need to be doing this so that we can be that voice that overshadows all of those small voices saying that you are not good enough, you are not valued, you don't matter, and just close your doors, man. You're not making money, you're not even breaking even, just close. So I think it's really taking me back to the realization that we cannot stop something like this. It's important and it is relevant, and that even if it's just 5 or 4 of them that we reach, I feel like then we've made impact. Because listen to the beautiful success stories that you can say, look, I have been there, And the second thing that I picked up on what she says is the collaboration. And you see partnership, how important partnership is, and we preach this all the time in our trainings and our info sessions, the power of collaboration. And I mean, you guys can see it here as well. This is collaboration. Once 2 or 3 gathers with the same goal, it's almost like the word of God, man.
Preaching.
Let me not go to church, but I'm there, When 2 people come and you sit with a similar goal, it really just becomes something so phenomenal, because now you have 3 different brains, 4 different minds that works on the same goal, and it really just explodes. And this is why it's important to partner with individuals and partner with people that is ahead of you,
like finding your tribe.
Importantly, not just your tribe, but someone that's ahead of you, because now that lady is able to deposit into you, and by learning from her, you are growing. So you're not just partnering with any Tom, Dick, Harry and Larry. We are all on the same level, but we are all swimming in the same pot. It's important. The key thing I think we need to take away from what she's saying is that she partnered with someone that's already a step where she's not yet. So that is going to help pull her up to that level. So I want us to really take note, because I'm thinking also of the next group to come. It's important to make such relationships. You can come in, Shane, when you are in your business space, to leverage from people that do better than you. There's nothing wrong with it. So thank you for sharing. You want to say something?
And it comes back to the part where we had a discussion, and this is what I like about you guys, because I don't see it a lot in other programs, is we, the facilitators, the organizations, they actually take notes on what was said in previous classes, what is said now, and they implement it for the next group. And it comes back to, even with collaboration, we are being put into places that say basically shadowing. Because with collaboration, she kind of said it as well. You learn from people that has been in the market, that has been in the industry, and you take that away and implement in your business to distribute it to your clients.
And I know you are very big on that, and it's one of the points you raised in one of our sessions.
He mentioned something like
let us shadow the ones that made it already, because number 1, it's going to inspire me to do better. Number 2, I'm going to learn a thing or 2 or 3, and then I can use, like she's doing, implement it in my business. I can only benefit from it. Instead of me competing, I am learning and I'm gaining and I'm growing. So no, thank you for sharing that. I think that is just absolutely beautiful. I can see the growth, and all I can say is keep going. Keep going, because the only way for us to grow is if we're gonna continue to show up. And it brings me to the next point. If you hadn't shown up for this, do you think you would have been able to get access and have any of these success stories had you listened to that voice and say, you're not good enough. It's a hobby. If you had listened to those voices, you didn't pitch up for the awards, you didn't pitch up for the 3-month program, because it's good getting an award.
True.
But I think the
What
important
happens
part
after that?
was committing to being teachable, committing to showing up. Maybe you can come in, Elizabeth. What do you think is the importance of showing up for programs
And
like
being
this?
teachable. Because I wanted to pose that to her because she's no longer a youth, but she was brought on, finding herself amongst the young'uns and still being teachable. How was that?
Well, the experience for me these couple of months, it's been great. So when you're at a certain age in your life, we must now in stages. So the younger ones sitting next to me, they're now at stage 1 or stage 2, and we the older ones are supposed to be on another stage. But when I stepped first, when they invited me to come and join this program, I was thinking, man, rather use your time making money than still going to programs or even. But the first thing, one of the students, the first day I think was the first session, she said, be able to learn or something, Shanique, be teachable. And through this whole journey, I took that with me. Knowledge is power. So you can never have too much, you can never have too little. So why not just broaden your knowledge more? And even if they're younger than me, I've been taught a lot by all of them. Even the failures, the successes, the bends, the dents, the whites. But everything. And that is what we must realize when we have businesses. It's not all hunky-dory. You get the bad days, you get the good days, and you get the better days. So with this journey, we've learned how to cope with each of those situations. And I'd like to thank all of you, because if it weren't for you, we weren't able to learn new things. And for me, myself, and my business, really, guys, you've been a great help. Because mainly we focus on being a success story for other people rather than for ourselves. And with you guys, you're past 40, but I've realized you are number 1. Without you, your business can't run. People can't see this business. If you say tes2 is Angelique, then Angelique represents tes2 or is the image and the face they want to see about tes2. Same with Atlantis Creative Hub. But if your health is bad, your mood is bad, your facial expression is bad, everything is just not on par. So
Customer service.
your customer service is like, no. So how are you going to represent your business? So take care of you. So Shane, my friend, take care of you. Don't exert yourself to being available to everything and everyone. Make yourself your number 1 priority. Even if it's family, friends, whoever, clients even. Sometimes people come to steal what is yours. So I avail myself to me first before all others. And really that makes a big difference in your life as an owner and as a person in itself. So I hope that answers your question.
Maybe can we go to Josh and ask him the first question I asked. What do you think is the importance of just showing up? Because all of you need to show up in order for you to get access to all of these beautiful things and some not too beautiful things. Because we're not just going to talk about the nice and what worked well. Because we do understand that there were things that also didn't work well. But before we even tap into that is what I would really like us to maybe just address the importance of, first of all, showing up.
Showing up, yes.
Amidst all the excuses that are actually valid.
Yes.
Because life happens. But you have to make that decision. You have to stand in this, the value of decisions
Yes.
to show up in order to reap. So let's hear from you, Josh.
Okay. Showing up. For me, like showing up, like the first step is always like the hardest step to take. So, dragging yourself out of bed, going to that shoot, going for that lessons. It's like even if it's like, even if I'm gonna be there late, I'm gonna be there no
Yes,
matter
sir.
what.
Yes.
So it's like, cause if you don't move, cause I said it in one of the class, motion is better than no motion. So going there, showing up for yourself, representing your business, representing yourself, because stepping into the sport, you already knew it wasn't gonna be the norm. It's not gonna be the traditional journey, because when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's not like, let's say if you go studying, you go to work. The system is already out there. The formula is just a straight line for your career, your life. But when it comes to business, there is like teens, bumps. You can have highs, you can have lows.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, you just have to keep moving. You have to continue the motion. You don't have to go fast, so long as you keep going, and then eventually you'll make it. So it's like in the one of the classes was, it's not about, we had like a race game competition, and it wasn't about doing it first. It was just about completing the race. So it was that. So long as you kept on going, kept on moving, kept on stepping, kept on showing up, you completed that race.
This is voice name.
And he's reminding me.
Goed
He's reminding me of that. He actually brought that memory back to me. And you know what was so profound for me, Renee, was they could even inspire me. I think it was you that said to me, because I gave up.
Yeah.
When you were pulling that the toilet paper and the water in the cup, then I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna do it because there's water spilling everywhere, and then in that moment he said, no, as long as you just finish it.
Yeah.
Just finish it, and I didn't share this with anybody until now. You know, this also made me reflect on why is it for you so easy to quit? Why is it easy for you? And then I realized that I do actually have a habit of not finishing things. I would start something and then I get bored, or I get I'm not interested anymore, or maybe it gets too tough or too difficult, and then I just leave it and I move on to the next thing. But something so simple like an exercise like that reminded me again also like the importance of finishing it, even if it's messy. Even if your toilet paper snaps 10 times, it's alright, you restart. It might be short, it might be wet, it might be untidy, but finishing. And I think that was something that I could also take from that day in particular. So, no, thank you to you guys also for, encouraging me, like, show up for these men. They are worth it. You know, when we do the preparation, and sometimes we end up being late and things, and people were shouting us like, but you know what was important for us was to finish it.
Yes.
Getting it done. And even today was important because William said there was something missing, man. We need to finish it, round it up. Let's hear what they have to say. What was their experience like? And then ultimately, the only way we can move forward is if we understand what worked and what didn't work.
So, I want to, before you jump, because I actually want this session to be you to answer this. So, we're not just asking within questions, but being the brainchild behind this, how does it make you feel hearing these parts? Because we are going to go to the negative,
Yes.
does it? But just hearing the feedback now, how does it make you feel?
I was, for my part, it's actually alone you can't actually achieve what you want to achieve. So as we sit here, we make it work. But I think that I've said, Angelique this morning, is that I can help is if God just give me this to come up and give you things to do the thing. Because this is how God created me. And it's actually, I feel so proud this morning because one of the reasons for me is that I want disruptors. And I can hear that we are busy creating disruptors. Because we don't want norm people. We don't want people to just accept and can't take risks, because if you take a risk, you do something out of the norm, and you're just doing things to grow out of the norm. And as I've said here, I've listened to Sanique, and I see what is busy happening, because if she don't become so eager and disruptive, she will never to this point where she said that I can do this. I will not shut my doors, but I will do this, because now it's not disruptive in a way they show people stuff, but you disrupt with this whatever influence you for growing out of the norm. So this is the main thing why we come up with what we have today. And I said up from the awards, it's just a thought, and that thought becomes something. And even this program was just a thought. And we sit around the table and we put this thought together. Even today was just a thought last week, and we just say we need to do it, because it's the only time when we can hear where each and everyone is personally. So for me, it's like we do a lot, and really, Angelique, I have to say thank you for you, because you just came and partnered and came on board on something and never said that, William, you're just in. And you do what you do, and yes, and this is the results. Because if you decided not to be part of, not to do whatever you have to do, we will never sit with a product, what we have today, because we need to put into the product to have something. And my motivation for you is that, guys, is that the day when you've got that award, whatever award it is, youth leader award, and what particular area you have, we give this award because we see something. And with it comes something. And sometimes, as you said in the beginning, that sometimes there's pressure on you because you have this award, and it's for this youth of all the youths now. You have to boast and become in a certain way to present this thing. But we don't give it for you because you're already there. We see the potential, and we see that you can grow, because your activities that you do, the leadership skills in the way you're doing things, we acknowledge that part, and that's why we attach to that awards. So I want to say that give yourself that openness to learn and to grow and to become more you in everything that you do. And I can call names out while you sit there, because there's growth in all of you. I know Elizabeth for 3 years. She was the first student 3 years back, a business management with us, and up until today she's still here. And for me it's like a huge thing, because now we sit here and we can see actually that we create an entrepreneur from scratch, from nothing, and she sit here and still part of this journey. So and she knows me. It is not a recommends, but up but if you see something in someone, you just go with this thing. And really, guys, you grow a lot. I can see it, I can feel it, I can even see that whatever we put together, we have the result. And we will work even on what we can do. How can we do it better? Because we have to go forward with it. We need to implement more stuff like that. And thank you, Renee, Angelique. As a team, we will never make it, because the sprouts, not a praat, but we will, every time we will come up with something new. So yeah, Renee, I'm totally excited for what is busy happening. I'm even excited for what I'm seeing in front of me. I'm totally excited for seeing them going somewhere. Even as Sanique was saying that she was growing in a short period of time, and that was thinking of me in last year. 2025 was some of the years that I was growing just like that. And when we become at the end of the year, I was looking for bargains or something that what happened in between. But I can't, because it was so fast. Things just happening. And I think this is the time in the decade and area where God want to take businesses and just accelerate it and get it into higher dimensions where you will see that things will happen just fast for you. All of you, things will happen like nobody's business. You just need to be ready, consistent, and open for taking a risk, and don't see yourself as a business owner that do the norm. To go the extra mile, do something more, add something more to your product, to how you present yourself. So this is the importance at the end of the day, how you show up. And be consistency is the main important thing. En staan vroeg op, wees wakker, begin dinge doen soos jy, because it comes with your feeling, with how you act and how you do it, and you will see things just happening for you. So guys, well done.
To tie that up, I'm reminded by Daniel, who's also staff of tes2, who was our MC for the graduation. He said, hearing this makes one to sleep better at night. And it stuck with me. And ek dink vanaand, plus when I quite besides the bed.
No, for sure. Guys, and one thing I can also highlight there from this group is the gratitude, man.
Yes.
I've come to see how grateful they are. Their humility stood out for me. I'm also just being reminded of the time that I had with them, and I'm also very young. And I'm in particular thinking of Elizabeth and Tanya and Shuni. They're way older than me. The other ones we can jump because we're always the same age. I'm slightly older than the others. But not once did I feel like they were undermining me and making me feel like, oh, what are you talking about? What do you know? You don't even have a business. But like just to get that thrust from them makes me want to ask you guys, what was it about the program that made you stay in the program? Because I mean, you could have come once or twice and then you left. But some actually did do that. But what made you stay in the program?
For me, I would say, if you, like most of us are in a business on our own. So the group sessions like grew your business, in your mind it grew your business in different areas because you have different mindsets of different people. And every week we did another type of worksheet. Like 1 week it was financials, the next week was emotional intelligence. So you were hungry to get all that info. So you just wanted to come back. And thank you for the food. That was an extra. But so nice.
Thank you,
Yeah, we don't put that out there. I think for me, I'm a more practical person. I think I learn better if things are being shown to me. And I took away a lot from activities. That is actually the main hook that got me, because I actually feel that I was growing with every icebreaker, with every activity that we did, because it taught me a lot, especially on teamwork. And putting trust in other people, especially if you're working in a team, because for this team to flourish, I need your point of view, I need your point of view, and I need your point of view for me to be able to do what I need to do. And we were in a group, and I think it took so much, 3 trials for us to finish. After the first trial, I think that is where everybody decided to just relax, guys. What are you seeing from that point? And what are you seeing from that point? And after that, we got to where we needed to be at. So that kind of wanted me to come back for what is in store for me next week, because I'm learning now something from this, for my business, for myself. So next week I'm definitely going to learn something new, so that's what I like.
Let me just latch on that gives such great perspective, because you see, when I stand this side, I see the 6. When you stand that side, you see the 9. Now in life, we have cultivated the you have to agree with what I'm seeing. But this activities has taught us, no, let me hear what is Elizabeth seeing. And that's a principle we need to apply to our life. And so I was part of the program, but I was also a participant. So it was very fun for us to see. But ons gaan die hele tyd stry dat jy dit van my punt onthou jy moet sien. Maar ons kan dit gou oor die ding kom as ek verstaan hoe jy dit sien. And I think that was one of the key highlights for me, is to let people know I am willing to see it from your side. And then there is cohesion, there is momentum, there's synergy, and dan het ons die task weer gedoen because we allowed each other to add on to it. Yes. So we haven't touched too much on what didn't go wrong. But because we have only few of you, we are a large group, we are 10. So we'll have a second session that we are going to do. And with the other entrepreneurs. And maybe in that session, when all of us are together, we will kind of pick on what didn't work, because I believe it is clear to us, and it's clear to tes2 that this should be an ongoing thing. It might not, because there are other Shanice out there that want to work, that we need to go and rescue. There are other Elizabeths out there. There are other Shanes, there are other Daniels, and I think this is something that it's cemented now, that this should be an ongoing thing. And so we need to know what didn't work, what could work, and what should be incorporated in our listing. So guys, thank you for having us here. I'm going to give over for Angie to please say a last word, and also to William to say the last word. But thank you very much.
Thank you. I think importantly for me is to hear the last words from them, because I want feedback from them as more than what, because we know from our perspective, when I say from our perspective, what worked and what didn't work. Maybe, you each can just say what 2 things that worked for you and 2 things that didn't work for you. Either one can go.
Dennis, don't want to start. What is the thing for? Okay, I can first say what worked, because nothing comes to mind of the stuff that didn't work. For me, like Shane mentioned earlier, the games, the activities, that worked for me like the best, because I'm also like practical, a visual learner. So, and it snips you out of the classroom mentality, and all the activities, the games, the team sessions. All of those, there was like practical lessons involved that can be implemented in the business. And I also love the fact the games that we played afterwards, we had a like discussion what you took out of the games and how you saw it, your perspective and what you learned from it. So I love the recap of the games afterwards, and I really love how it implemented into business and into the personal development. So that stood out to me. I can't think of a negative. It's just like okay, like sometimes it was just like but there was like one or 2 classes and it was just like some people had just very a lot to say on that day, and I was just like, but I think it was a meeting. I was just like, it was like it was.
Oh, you feel like it was maybe just too much freedom of expression?
There was nobody came to. It was a heated argument for a game that like. It was like on my team, there was very calmness, there was very zen, like communication was there. It was very fun. The other team, there was like, why? It was not that deep, but it was like, and it was like, it was a yellow back and forth debate, and then always a team that I said it was small. I'll pass it on, so.
Thank you so much for sharing, definitely. I think we all are aware of the moment you are referring.
Yes.
But I think there was learning lessons that came from there, and I think Renee alluded to it by saying that it's also having to see someone else's perspective. Okay? Was kind of like the other kid about own seeing. But what is the next person seeing? And also giving someone a hearing, I think is important. Being open to listening to what someone else has to say before we just act and just toy from our side. So no, thank you for sharing.
Okay, I have an attitude, sorry. No, it's just the other thing was like, all of us is like, majority of us that's in the program, we like
like we are everything. So we like solely in the business. Not a lot of us has like employees under us. So it's like we the boss. So when it comes to like team activities, we all leaders in a sense. Now it's like we have to collaborate, but you're so used to taking charge in your own business, and then it's about compromising, and it's about like meeting the other person in the middle, understanding. Yeah, like meeting them in the middle. So that was also the leadership aspect of like meeting the other person, understanding other people, and it's like you're not the only one driving the vehicle.
It's like pushing power.
Yeah. So it's like you're so used to like, okay, so if I lang kung hindi you take it too long, I'll already do it. So like it's like a really, in the program it felt like you have to like take a step back and then reflect and actually look, and then like it was a very like calm down approach of like you, so it was like
What worked for me is everything just mentioned. I don't think I have to touch back on that. I really love the activities and all of that. I won't say this is something that did not work for me, but I would like to see more of a specific thing. Let's use finance training as an example. A lot of us as business owners, we struggle with compliances. We struggle with doing things ourselves, and do all of us know how to do our tax compliance status, how to get our tax compliance status? Does any of you guys know how to file your annual tax return? Those type of things that we don't really focus on. I've seen it in multiple training sessions where we are being taught finances, but nobody's teaching us how to do our annual tax return for the end of the year. Some people don't even know how to do the annual returns for CIPC. 150 rands. Like those type of things. I would love us to have more of those type of things. Filing your ownership mandate, the registration forms, all of those compliant details things that a lot of entrepreneurs are struggling with. I think that's the only thing that I really want to
It's
say.
very important that you mention that, because in most cases when these programs for entrepreneurs, we assume that there's always the accountant that knows it, but entrepreneurs actually, like Joss said, we don't have employees. We are everything. And so it's important that we incorporate that as well, so that it's a valid
Even literally making notes and sending it to
valid point. Shanice.
What worked for me a lot was, like I said, like one of my goals was to not only to just prove to others that what I can do, but I also wanted to prove to myself. What I took also out of this is that you don't have to prove yourself, you don't have to also do it alone. So what I took out of this also is that it takes a village, because with everyone there that helped, not only helped me, but they motivated me and they pushed me with the icebreakers that we had. Me and Josh had a lot of competition between each other of who's going to do better. We had a lot of competition. And that also, but it helps you, because then you not only you have us going at each other of I'm going to beat you and things, but you also have each other, we pushing each other basically to do better. It's healthy competition, yes. But we're also trying to push each other to do better, because I'm trying to push myself, but he's also trying to push myself, and then everyone around us is also motivating each other and everything like that. So what worked a lot for me was just the village that I got here as well, and it pushes you more than what you know. So that's something that I can say worked a lot out of this whole journey, but I can't think of anything that the negatives I can't think of. I'm sorry.
Anything from you, Elizabeth?
No. This whole program was good. Yeah, just that one one incident.
Maybe now and then we will really delve into that one.
Yeah, do you guys feel that the time was enough for all of what we needed to achieve? The sessions, was it long enough? Was it too short? Or what is your take on that?
Can I say something?
Yes.
I feel personally it was very short, very short, and I think I don't like also waiting like waiting for the next class. Like I get that, you know, we wanna do something now and then if we wanna do something, but then it's also me sometimes, like I remember we had some things that was refreshing the mind, but you know, once you are stable in something, it's almost like building a consistency as you did that guy kind of also of the did that it's becomes a habit, you know. So I would want more of things where it's a habit for me to, like, you know, if you guys are doing
Every week,
4 sessions, some example, then focus 1 week on business ethics.
Yes.
Focus the next week on finances, and that's where we bring in the different things of finances. If we do compliance, like, we even if it's 3 days, you know, I'm coming here, I'm showing up 3 days, you know, not everybody can do that, but if you're showing up, it means that you are learning more. You know, I know it's not just a book exercise, but in that you can also say let's do a full day practical run on this thing. That way it also works out for us.
And just one thing that Shane mentioned once in class is that, like, she's now someone who's massaging and so on. So then the adjudicators or the facilitators must go out, look for people that specialize in her field, and maybe get that one in so she can get also like a on-day training type of vibe, like him also. The two of them. Yeah, the shadowing thing. That would also be a plus for this program.
Because for me personally, I feel like it's not it's too long, it's too short. It's like, this where we are multiple people that's learning at a different pace, but we're also in multiple fields of business. So the tricky part is getting mentors and stuff. Getting people is they have to relate to, like,
To all of us.
all of us. So it's like, I understand the big group, but like me and Shane is more in the media space, so our mentors is more unique to the people that's in fitness. So I think that's the tricky part, to cater to everyone. So I feel like I'm more one-on-one with like a mentor in a specific field would work better for us. It's not about the length of the program, because like sometimes it's more the problem, not the problem, but it's more unique based. There's some stuff that is required for more a unique and a personal one-on-one approach.
Like a specialist in a field to do more like hands-on, be with you in your space and tell you don't put the light there, put the camera there, because they have that experience in that space. And the catering people have someone that is a chef, maybe get someone from international hotel school to say come and work with you in your business for that, to see what do you do, how you do it, and how do you
And then that was actually our thing that we want to do, because we said that let's do that program first and then we will go. You remember, and then we said we will bring in professionals in that particular area. So yes, that one.
Even if they aren't able to come here, we can always go to them, because I mean, they have a facility. We will learn more here as they are coming here.
Because there are questions that you might have for your specific industry that we can't answer, and then you can post that to them. So we are coming to the close of this session. It was very informative, very fun, very light. Thank you for making us laugh, Josh. You always do that. So thank you guys, and welcome once again to Atlantis Creative Hub Studio.
Thank you.
See you next time. And that's a wrap.